This is Jordan Tower with JTNEWS. Well, today we got Charlamagne versus Beanie Sigel on the Breakfast Club interview. Now, I was trying to get Beanie Sigel on Daily Hip Hop, but I guess they were waiting until after this interview. Anyways, we're going to get into this. So Charlamagne started it off gunning right at Sigel, saying he sounds like a hater. Okay? Now, I got to commend both of these guys. I got to commend Charlamagne for having no fear and having no, not being PC about it, politically correct. He just went in raw, like almost as a hater would in a comment, but also as a journalist would to get to the bottom of the story and let Beanie Sigel get to the truth. Sometimes you gotta go harsh to get the truth out of the person and get and dispel a lot of things that, come on, Charlamagne's a fan as well, so he wants to dispel all the negative things he's seen with Beanie Sigel getting beat up and everything. This was Beanie Sigel, the man in Philly. Nobody, in our minds, nobody's trying Beanie Sigel. He's the bully, He's the Broad Street bully, right? So you would think that nobody's going to try him. So it hurt us all as fans. Like, they touched Beanie Sigel? Somebody going to get it, right? But you got to understand, Beanie Sigel's an older guy now, wiser, and isn't that young guy with the, he's not going to move without thinking now. Now he's going to think things through. Okay, so anyways, Beanie Sigel responded, and it was good. Like, he didn't get too pissed off. Most people, the way Charlamagne was coming at Beanie Sigel, the whole interview, mind you, okay? The whole interview, he was going at him like, yo, I think you're a hater. I think you're a hypocrite. He would bring this up every 15 minutes, almost like he was on Meek's side. But that perspective needed to be told, okay, to everybody else. It was almost like he was speaking as if Meek was interviewing him. And I like that perspective. Now, it's risky too, because you can get punched in the face. But I like the no fear part on Charlamagne's part. But also, I like Beanie Sigel's composure and answering. He just answered calmly to Charlamagne. And this is how you deal with something like that. If someone's coming at you in a disrespectful manner, or what you perceive as a disrespectful manner on an interview, because they're checking your street cred, and they're checking not only your street cred, your morals and principles, because they're saying, oh, you did this to get the limelight, and you look like a hater, and you look salty, and you look like a hypocrite. And Beanie Sigel refuted all that and kind of broke down the timeline of the whole, him getting with Meek, and then, kind of piecing it out with Game, then Meek kind of attacking Beanie Sigel and what's transpiring afterwards, okay? He broke it all down. He did it in the Tax Stone interview. He did it more so in this interview, and even addressed the state property problems with Oskino and Petey Crack, the two that are most vocal about state property problems. But he also, but regarding that, he said those are the only two that never released any projects. Everybody else released multiple projects and made a lot of money. Freeway, Young Guns, those type of guys. They released tracks under state property, and they released albums. Okay, now going back to Charlamagne versus Beanie Sigel. Okay. So Charlamagne was just calling him out. And Beanie Sigel will refute it like, okay, I did write a few bars for Meek and a few bars for O'Malley on that diss record. They kept a bar from me. Then basically, I hadn't heard the 92 bars. They kind of just, this is why you can't go by word of mouth, guys. This is why you have to hear something before you react, okay? Like, you can't say, yo, Game came at us like this. But Beans was just riding for Philly, okay? Now, did he go to studio and kind of catch that limelight? Yeah, but a lot of people would. It's called the entertainment industry, guys. So, you go after what's hot, okay? You don't go after what's just real. It's the music business. Business, guys. Always remember, it's the music business, okay? So Beans came apart to defend Philly. He said this is beyond being about Meek. It's about Philly. I need to make sure Philly is represented properly. Now, he went in there, helped him out with the Game thing, but then he realized when Meek, after they released the Ooh thing, he said, what are we going to do now? And Meek said, just chill. But when Game came back again with another diss, the Pest Control, Meek was calling Beans like, yo, what are we going to do? And you just told me to fall back. Now you want to go in? So he just said this shit ain't real. And that's the realest shit ever because the music industry is fake as fuck, okay? So he had to realize, hey, if we continue down this road, it's going to turn into something beyond music. I'm going to he just wanted to fall back out of it. But then when he did that, Meek said some disrespectful things on the phone to him. And then it transpired to where Meek actually got hands put on him. And that's where shit turned in Bean's mind. He said, I was just going to let it go at that point. But then once hands were put on me, and it turned everything into a really disrespectful thing. And the person that put hands on him, he said, I wasn't even scared of those guys. Those guys are nothing to worry about. That's why I came to the Puff Daddy concert dolo because, they're nothing to be scared of. But hey, guys, you gotta always be prepared. So Beanie Sigel got hands put on him, and he said even the guy that put hands on him, like, I'm related to him down the line with so many different, cousins and second cousins and all that. So it's like you don't want to react in a violent manner because that's family in a sense. Plus, they're both Muslim, right? So they're brothers, right? So it's just a messy thing. Now, what I loved about this interview, right, is when Charlamagne was really going hard. Beanie Sigel responded, "Well, I could say you're a bitch in that you let Fredro Stark come in here and check you, and you made a woman cry." That was funny to me because he kept his composure, and it's not like he didn't ice Charlamagne out. Okay, he still interacted with him the whole interview. I mean, that's a man that's comfortable in his own skin, okay? So you got to commend both of these guys. Charlamagne had no limits, but then also Beanie Sigel had no problem addressing everything. So I got to commend them both. And now, hopefully, I understand why they didn't do the Daily Hip Hop interview. They were holding out to do these two big interviews with Tax Season and Breakfast Club, and we're nowhere near that level yet, but we're on our way to being that level. So maybe they'll do our interview now because I'm not even interested in the beef, honestly. I'm more interested in about history and just the mindset Beanie Siegel's in right now. I'm just a fan of Beanie Sigel. I mean that was my childhood. He was part of my childhood with the Jay-Z and the Beanie Sigel, all that stuff. So I just want to shoot the shit with him, honestly. So hopefully we can get him on the Daily Hip Hop Live with me and MREC. And hey, guys, check out the interview. I'll put the link below. It's pretty entertaining.